What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. This is now going to be my full tutorial for my arrangement of Heat Waves by Glass Animals. If you haven't seen the full version, make sure you click the link above to watch that. And also, if you haven't seen the first tutorial I did for this song, where I covered the intro, make sure you watch that as well. And then come back here, because now we're going to jump straight into the chorus. So if you're ready to give it a shot, let's get started. Alright guys, so hopefully you've seen the intro video now, and you know that we're in standard tuning. We have a capo on the 7th fret, and I refer to this as the 1st string, this as the 6th string. Hopefully you remember the chords that we're going to be using as well, because the chords for the chorus, which you're going to be looking at now, are the same as the intro. So it's going to be the E minor, the D, the B minor, the A, and the G. Okay? So just so you know what we're going to look at now, this is the chorus, slowed down just a little bit. Okay, so we're starting off in the E minor, again, just like we had in the intro. Like this. So we're keeping this bass note, but the melody is different here. So take these fingers off and we're adding your 3rd finger onto the 2nd string 3rd fret for this bar. So your left hand isn't going to move once you're in this position. It's all going to be in the right hand picking pattern. And for most of this bar, we're only hitting 1 string at a time. So it's just the pattern that you have to get into your muscle memory so that you can play it without really thinking about it. Okay, so that pattern is going to be 4, 3, 2, 4, 2, 3, first of all. So those are all single strings, starting off on the 4th string, down to the 3rd, 2nd, back up to the 4th, and then 2nd, 3rd. Like that. Then we're playing 2 strings together this time. It's going to be the 2nd string and the 4th string. And then just the 2nd string by itself. Okay, so that bar, starting off on the 4th string. So we're playing the bass note 3 times there. That's going to be a recurring pattern for this chorus. So you can hear it once, twice, 3 times there. And then it's the melody underneath with a couple of little notes in the middle, that 3rd string for extra notes. Okay, once you get that, we're moving on to the D chord. Just like the intro, regular D, and we're going to be playing this. So left hand does move a little bit here, but we're starting off in just a regular D shape. And I do a little finger roll or a strum, whichever you find easiest, on these first 4 strings, okay? Like that. Then, again, it's all single string pattern. So first of all, it's the 1st string, then it's the 1st string again, but we're taking that finger off. So your 2nd finger comes off and we're playing the 1st string open, then the 4th string, 1st string again, and then 3, 4, 3. Okay, so again, just play that slowly. To build up the speed. Okay, so I'll play it from the start, back from the E minor, slowly. Now we're moving to the B minor. Again, same shape as the intro. Remember the intro started like this. Now B minor. So same shape as we had, but this time we're going to be playing this. So again, we've got that 3 bass notes, and then the melody, and a couple of extra notes. So this one is very similar to the first bar of the chorus. Here, how the right hand pattern is the same. So in this B minor shape, we're playing 5, 3, 2, 5, 2, 3. All single strings. Just like the first bar. And then we're playing 5 and 2s together, and then just 2. Next chord is going to be the A. Now this one is very similar to the D. The right hand picking pattern is almost identical, apart from the bass note is changing from the 4th string that we had for the D to the 5th string that we'll have for the A. Now if you remember, during the intro, we didn't hold 3 fingers like this like you normally would for an A, we only had these 2. We're going to keep that for the chorus, and we're going to add an extra finger underneath here. So it's kind of an unusual A. It's like an A that's been moved down here. So now we're on the first 3 strings. Okay, so we're starting off with that little strum, or that finger roll that we had just for the D. But this time, we're going to be on the first 3 strings and the 5th string. So we're not touching that 4th string this time. Then we're going to be following the same melody pattern as the D chord as well. So we've got the 1st string on the 2nd fret, then the 1st string open, so take that finger off there. And then we're hitting 5, 1, 3, 5, 3. Okay, these are all patterns that you will need to practice repeatedly until you get comfortable with them. So that bar on the A. Now we're coming up to the G. Before that, I'll just play the last 2 bars together. So we had the B minor and then we had the A. And that sounded like this. And then from the start, just one more time. Now we're coming up to the G. Again, this is going to be the same as the E minor we had at the very start of the chorus. The only difference here is our bass note is changing from this note to the G bass note, which is the 3rd fret on the 6th string. So all you really have to do is play this bar, but replace the 4th string with the 6th string. So again, that's 6, 3, 2, 6, 3, 4, and then 2 and 6, and then just 2. Also, I didn't mention at the start, but if you want the tabs for this, you can get them on my Patreon page. The link for that is down below. It'll make it a little bit easier for you to follow along. Okay, so that was the G. Again, very similar to what we've played before. Now, just like the intro, we're going from a G to a D. So regular D shape. The melody here is exactly the same as the D we had previously. So remember, we went from the E minor to the D. This D that's coming from the G is going to be exactly the same. So we're coming from the G back to this D and playing it in the exact same way. And again, B minor after the D, just like the intro, and we're playing the B minor exactly the same as we did before. Then we're coming back to the A, again just like the intro. So I just like to play that. It cuts it a little bit short, so we're starting off with this A in the same position we had before. Remember, all shifted down. so that we've got the first string covered on the second fret as well. Do the little finger roll on that 5th string bass note, then playing the first string, then first string open, so take that finger off, 5th string bass note, and then first string again. Just like that. Okay, and that is the chorus. So there is quite a lot of repetition in there. You just have to get that pattern down for the first couple of bars. Once you've got the first couple of bars, you can kind of apply that to the rest of the chorus, and it makes it a lot easier. Okay, in this gap between the chorus and the verse, I do a little run here. So I'll just teach you that now. It starts off in a D shape, so make a regular D shape and add your 4th finger onto the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Okay, so once you're in that position, we're going to hit strings 1 and 2 together, like that, and then we're doing a pull off on the 1st string. So that's 3rd fret to 2nd fret, and then off to open. So it's a double pull off. We're going to 3, 2, open. But you got to remember and hit that 2nd string as well. Next part. Similar, we're playing strings 2 and 3, like that, and then doing a pull off on the 2nd string, 3rd fret to 2nd fret to open. So now we're on the 3rd string, and we're going to play that one, and then pull off to open from the 2nd fret. Okay, so you don't strictly have to play this little run, but I quite like it because it ends here, and that leads perfectly into the verse. Like that. Okay, so it just kind of fills that gap a little bit. I'll play the chorus one more time, including that little run at the end there. Okay, so after that little run at the end of the chorus, we're coming into the verse now. Okay, so the verse is easier to play than the chorus. It uses the same chords, so our bass notes are still starting here and going down from there through the same chords we had before, both in the intro and the chorus. The melody is also quite simple. Most of it is only 2 notes, the open 1st string and the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. So I'll play through the verse for you now. Okay, so that's all it is. Okay, so we're starting off in this position here. This is E minor, same position that we had at the start of the chorus. So I've got my 1st finger on the bass note on the 4th string, 2nd fret. Then I've got my 3rd finger is on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Okay, so now we're going to hit strings 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. That's the kind of rhythm. Just like that. Then, taking that finger off, keep this finger here though. Next bass note is going to be open 4th for the D chord. Okay, and then for the melody, we're going to hit strings 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. Okay, so the last 2 bars that we learned. So for the next bar, we've got the B minor bass note, which is the 2nd fret on the 5th string, keeping this finger here still, and the melody is just going to repeat from the last bar. So you've just got the 1, 1, 1, 2, 1 again. So that D, B minor, Again, we just repeat that same melody, but with the open 5th string for the A chord. And again, that's just 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, with this finger held here. So that's 4 bars we've learned now, starting off at the E minor, to the D, to the B minor, and then the A. So I'll play that one more time for you. Next up, we're coming to a G. Okay, so this G is a little bit different from the melody we had previously that were repeated a few times. You're just waiting an extra beat. So before we had 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. This time it's just going to be 1, 1, 2, 1. So listen to the difference. I'll go from the A to the G. So we're just kind of waiting a little bit more and skipping that first string note. Okay, so once you get that G, we're coming back to a D. And the melody has reverted back to what we had before. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. Next up, just like before, we're coming to a B minor. So moving this first finger up to the 2nd fret on the 5th string, hitting that one. Melody is slightly different here. So it's 1, 1, 1, 2, 2. But this finger is still held here. It's just the bass note we're moving around. Once you get that, you can release all your fingers here and move to this shape here. So this is like the A chord we had, but we don't need this one. So just like before, we're just moving these fingers down, using your 1st and 2nd fingers on the 2nd and 3rd strings of the 2nd fret. That's going to be 5, 3, 3, 2, 2, and then 2 again, open. So you're taking this finger off and playing that open. So that's probably the hardest part of this verse, because the majority of it is quite easy, just the bass note is moving, the melody is very similar, and then the last 2 bars we're coming from this B minor to the A. Okay, so that's the end of the first half of the verse. The second half gets a little bit more difficult. I've split it into 2 parts here. So that was the first part. I'll play it from the start and then we can move on to the second part. So the second part of the verse is going to sound like this. Okay, so a little bit more challenging than what we had previously. If the first half of the verse is beginner, this would probably be intermediate. So it starts off same chords, E minor, but this time we're playing the open 6th string for the bass note instead of 2nd fret 4th string. Okay, so that first bar slowly. Okay, so I do it in this position here. My first finger is on the 4th string 2nd fret, and then I've got my 2nd finger down here on the 1st string 2nd fret. Okay, so it starts off with 6 and 4. And then we've got this hammer-on and pull-off section. Okay, so it starts off with a hammer-on, 2nd fret to 3rd fret on the 1st string, like this. So I use my 3rd finger to do that hammer-on. And as you land that, you want to play the 6th string bass note as well. Okay, from there, you're doing a pull-off, and then hammering on again. Like that, okay? So you can practice it without the bass note first, just make sure you can do that. And then as you land that first hammer on, play that bass note. Like that. Okay, to end this bar, we're going to do the hammer on one more time and the bass note. just like that. Okay, it's a little bit tricky. Play it slowly for you. Once you get that, we're moving to a D chord. So we're starting off with this here. This is like a D, but I've changed the first string note to be the 5th fret. So I play it like this. I bring my 2nd finger up here, where my 3rd finger would be for a D, and then I use my 4th finger here on the 5th fret of the 1st string. And you want to play the first 4 strings together. And then we've got this part here, which is a pull off on the 1st string, 2nd fret to open. So I've gone from here, and then I bring my 1st finger down for that pull off. And as you land the pull off, you're playing the 4th string open, like that. Now this 1st finger is free, so I bring it up here to the 3rd fret, 2nd fret, sorry, on the 3rd string, and that's where it would normally be for a D, but we don't need these ones here, so it's just that one finger, and I play 3, 4, 3. Okay, not too bad really. I'll play the E minor and the D together. Next, we're coming up to the B minor. Okay, so this B minor is interesting. You only need 2 fingers held down here. 1st finger for the bass note, 5th string, 2nd fret, and then I use my 4th finger for the 3rd string on the 4th fret. Okay, so it's just those 2 fingers held down. Starts off with 5, 3, and then we're going to play the 1st string a total of 6 times, and then we're going to play the bass note twice in there as well. So we've got the 1st string by itself, then the 1st string with the bass note, then the 1st string 2 more times by itself, then with the bass note, then by itself. So the spacing of those bass notes are the same for the B minor, the D, and the E minor at the start. So the E minor, it started like this, if you remember. And we've got those 3 bass notes. And for the D, we've got 3 bass notes as well. You hear that? And then for the B minor. So if you think like that and you try and get that bass pattern into your fingers and your muscle memory, this should be easier for you to play. So after that B minor, we're coming up to an A. A little bit tricky A chord here. So I use my 1st finger, first of all, on the 1st string, 2nd fret. Play that along with the bass note, which is open 5th. Then we do a quick pull off, like that. If you can't do this quick pull off, you can just hit this 1st string open, but I like to do a little, it's called a ghost note, so it's a really quick pull off basically. Then from here, I switch to my 3rd finger up to the 3rd fret 2nd string, play that with the 5th string bass note, and as you're doing that, add these 2 fingers on here. So that's 2 fingers onto the 3rd and 4th strings of the 2nd fret. Okay, so once you've played that 2 and 5 together, you're going to play 4, 3, which are now both on the 2nd fret. Then lift this finger up and play open 2nd. So slowly, all together, that's going to be this. A little bit of a tricky movement there. It's probably the fastest movement we've had in the song so far. Next up is a G chord. Okay, so this one isn't too bad. We're starting off in this position, so I've got the bass note up here on the 6th string 3rd fret, and my 1st finger is down here on the 1st string 2nd fret. We're going to play 6, 4, 1, 2, and 3. So I use my 3 fingers here to play the first 3 strings. We're going to do that a few times during this bar. So it's 6, 4, 1, 2, and 3. Then 6 again. Then 1, 2, and 3 again twice. Like that. Now take this finger off and we're going to do the first 3 strings again and the 6th string, but with a hammer on back onto the 2nd fret. Like that. Okay, so that's 4 chords that we've done for the second part of the verse. I'll just play those now again. So next up we're going to a D, so it's from the G to a D, and it's going to be exactly the same as the last D that we played. Okay, so that's just the same. Now back up for our B minor, which is going to be slightly different this time. This time it's going to sound like this. Okay, so this hand doesn't need to move at all. We're in the same position we had before, so it's just 2 fingers held down. First finger on the bass note, 4th finger on the 4th fret, 3rd string, and we're going to play 5, 3, 1, 5, 1, 3 to start off. Like that. Then 1 and 5 together, and then just 1. Okay, so that's slowly. Okay, for the last part of the verse, we're playing this. So it's an A, so we've got the open 5th string bass note, and we're going to play that with the 2nd fret on the 1st string. And then we've got that quick pull off again to open. Again, if you don't want to do that, just play the open string. Then use any finger you like to play the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and then take that off and play open 2nd string. Okay, from there we go back into the chorus. Okay, so I'll play the entire second part of the verse again, at slightly slower but not too slow speed. Okay, so after that first verse, you're playing the chorus again, just exactly the same as we did before. And then at the end of that chorus, we're coming into the second verse, which is this part of the song. Okay, so this is another part. We're going through the chords that we had before, the E minor to the D, to the B minor, to the A, to the G, to the D, B minor, A. Okay, so the same chord structure we've had before. And the melody, even though there's slight variations, is very similar throughout. Okay, so the first chord, you should know now, is an E minor, and we're playing it like this here. So again, we're not going to play the 6th string open for that bass note. We're going to be playing the 4th string on the 2nd fret. I've also got my 4th finger down here on the 1st string, 5th fret. So you can either play the 1st string and the 4th string, or you can just play the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string together. For simplicity, let's say just play the 1st and 4th string for now. So you're playing those two together, like that. Then I bring my 2nd finger down here, because you don't want to take this finger off really, because you want to keep that bass note ringing out as you've played it now, so you want to keep that ringing out, and you move your second finger down here to the 2nd fret of the 1st string, play that, then lift that finger off, open first, then bring it up here to the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and playing that one. Like that. So just like that, and you can hear that bass note playing throughout the whole bar. Next up is the D. Okay, so we're now on open 4th string, and we're going to play that open 4th string with the 1st string 5th fret. So that's with my 4th finger, and then again coming back down to the 2nd fret on the 1st string with my 1st finger, and then open. Okay, so E minor, D. Now, the melody is going to be the same, but this time with a B minor bass note, which is going to be the 5th string 2nd fret. So back to the same melody. So it's 5, 2, open, up to the 2nd string 3rd fret. Now A, so open 5th string bass note. Here is going to be 5, 2, open on the 1st string, and then same again up to the 3rd fret 2nd string, but with open 5th string bass note. Okay, so now things are going to get changed up slightly. The G sounds like this. Again, it's a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs here. So starting off with the bass note, with the 2nd finger, and then the 4th finger is down here on the 1st string 5th fret. I play the first 3 strings, a little finger roll there. Then we're playing the 1st string by itself. Then we're doing a pull off here, a double pull off. So that's 5, 2, open, then back onto 2, and then off again. Like that. 5, 2, open, 2, open. And as you do that last open, we're playing the next chord, which is a D, so that open 4th string. Like that. Okay, so we got the finger roll, 1st string by itself, and then 1st string pull off to 2, to open, back to 2, open with the bass note. When I play this, I don't usually actually do the last pull off, I just play the open 1st and 4th strings. So we got pull off, hammer on, and then just take your finger off and play it there. Okay, so now we're on to that D, because we just played the D bass note. That's all we're doing for this bar, is that open 1st and 4th. Next up is the B minor again. This one is very easy. We're just playing the bass note, which is 2nd fret on the 5th string, and then we're playing open 1st string 6 times. Just like that. And then to the A. So this A is going to be open 5th string, and then 2nd fret on the 1st string twice, up to the 5th fret, 4th finger there, and then back down to the 2nd fret on the 1st string. Okay, so that's the first half of the 2nd verse. I'll play it again from the start. Okay, so now we're looking at the second part of the 2nd verse. A little bit harder, especially towards the end, but it's gonna sound a bit like this. So so that towards the end there does get quite difficult. But first of all, you should be in this position now, and to play this next part, what I do is I take my second finger, bend that round for the bass note, which is E minor, on the 4th string of the 2nd fret. And this is just the same as when we did it with the G chord, if you remember that, but this time it's with that bass note. That's going to be the only difference here. So the reason I use this finger for that, which is a little bit awkward, is because I want to keep that melody note ringing out from the last part. So you just get an extra second or so of that sound. Okay, so that's all the same. Now we're coming up to B minor. So we're going to hit that B minor bass note. And then we've got the 1st string by itself, and then the 1st string with the bass note again. And then 2 more times by itself. Like that. Next up. So that's 1st string, 2nd fret with A bass note, open 5th string, sliding up to the 5th fret with bass note again, so it's like that, sliding up here to the 5th fret on the 1st string, and then back down to the 2nd fret, 1st string. Okay, so the last 4 chords back to this E minor here. The next part, the G chord, this hand isn't actually going to move, so it's just the bass note for the G, 6th string, 3rd fret, and then 1st finger's down here on the 1st string, 2nd fret. We're going to play 6, 4, 1, 2, and 3 together, and then the bass note again. 1, 3, 1 and 6, 4. Okay, so it's not too challenging on the left hand because this doesn't move. It's all about just remembering the picking pattern on the right hand. So it's just repetition to build up that muscle memory. You just need to play that a lot. Slowly build up the speed. Then, again, another bar where it's quite fast, there's a lot of notes. It's going to be an A this time. So what I do is I bar the first 4 strings, and my second finger is on the 1st string, 3rd fret. So I start off by playing the first 3 strings and the bass note, which is open 5th. Then I take that second finger off and I play the 1st string now on the 2nd fret, barred there. Then I'm playing 3rd string on the 2nd fret, and I'm adding my 4th finger up here to the 5th fret of the 2nd string. I'm playing that with the bass note again, open 5th. Like that. That's followed by the 4th string, which is also on the 2nd fret barred. Then drop your 2nd finger to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, so you can take that 4th finger off. Now you're on the 3rd string here. You're going to play that once, and then again with the bass note, and then the 4th string again, still barred here. Okay. Like that. So let's play the G and the A together. Now to the B minor. So that's just a full B minor, barring here, making an A minor shape here, just a regular B minor. And on the right hand, we're going to be playing the bass note, so that's the 5th string, then the 4th string, 1st and 2nd strings together, like that. Then we've got the bass note again, followed by 1 and 2 again. So it's like that. Then we've got 4th string, then I'm playing 1, 2 and 5, and then 4th string again. So it's like that. Okay, so I'll play the G, the A, and the B minor. Next up, we're actually coming back to an A now, so the chords have slightly changed. So this is similar to the other A that we had 2 bars ago. So we went G to A, and the A was like this. Now we're going B minor to another A, which is like this. So it's very similar, but there's a slightly different melody. Starts off the same position, adding this finger on here for the 3rd fret 1st string, playing the first 3 strings and the bass note, taking that finger off to play the 2nd fret on the 1st string. Then we're playing the 3rd string. Remember adding this finger on here to the 5th fret of the 2nd string, playing that one, and then the 4th string. So that's all exactly the same as the last A that we played. So you should already be able to play that part. The difference here is we're now going to play the 1st string, which is barred here still on the 2nd fret, and then you're going to play the 2nd string again, which is still on the 5th fret, and you're going to play that with the bass note and do a pull off to the 3rd fret, like that. Okay, so it's a slight difference in this A compared to the last one. So that's the hardest part of the song. You'll need to practice that quite a bit. I'll play it back from the G again. Okay, so we're getting near to the end now. So that is the entire 2nd verse. After that, you go straight back into the chorus again, and you're going to play the chorus twice. And in between those 2 choruses, you're doing a little hammer-on part here, so you might hear that. Okay, so all that is going to be is a hammer-on on the 5th string, open to the 2nd, and then 4th string, open to the 2nd, and then you start the chorus again. When you get to the end of the chorus for the 2nd time, we're going to play a little outro section, which sounds like this. So this isn't too tricky. We're starting off with the E minor bass note on the 4th string, 2nd fret, and then open 1st string twice to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. Then we're playing, that's just open 1st and 4th, and then open 1st 4 times, and then that 3rd fret 2nd string note again. Then up to the 2nd fret of the 5th string. So we're playing the 5th string with open 1st, open 1st again twice, and then 3rd fret 2nd string twice. Next up is the A, which is open 5th string with open 1st string. We're playing that open first string 3 times and the bass note once. Then do a pull off here, 2nd fret to open on the 1st string, and then up again to the 3rd fret 2nd string note. Then take this finger off, add your 2nd finger for the G bass note on this 3rd fret of the 6th string, and I just do a finger roll on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 6th strings. So that outro again one more time. And you want to gradually slow down throughout the outro as well. Thank you guys for watching this tutorial. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to leave a like down below and subscribe for my next videos where I'm going to be covering more songs and doing more tutorials. So I'll see you then.